Hello Pokemon fans and welcome back to LP Gamers Union. Today we're going to be talking about a subject that's becoming more and more interesting as we get closer and closer to summer of 2015. What is that, you may ask? Well, the release of the new Pokemon 2015 game. Now so far there have been no official releases by Nintendo or Game Freak, though there have been a few possible spoilers that you may have seen that have been floating around on the internet, such as this one advertising for a Zygarde that has the ability to form into Xerneas or Yveltal, making a kind of morph Pokemon. Or we're going to talk about later. There's been a lot of skepticism with that, and since it came out around April 1st in time, but we're going to come back to that, and I'm just going to talk about what I can see possibly happening this year for the Pokemon games. In my head, I see 4 possible games, some having a better chance than others in my opinion. Here's the list of what I think is going to be possible and why. So, these are not in any type of order, these are just 4, and I'll explain which ones I think have a better chance or not. So one that I think that has a chance is Pokemon Delta Emerald, although this is going to be the lowest on my list. Second, I have Pokemon Z, then Pokemon X2 and Y2, and then Pokemon XZ, or ZX, and then YZ and ZX, whichever order you'd like that. Now, we're going to start out here with Delta Emerald, and this is lowest on my list just because of the whole Delta episode in the original Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire games, because they would not have made a Delta episode if they were going to have its own game. I think that it was just a cover-up, just to kind of cover them, so that they wouldn't have to make a Delta Emerald game, unfortunately, because maybe they were putting more work towards maybe even possibly an X2 and Y2 or just the Z. Now, unfortunately, I know that the name has been copyrighted, Pokemon Delta Emerald, yes, but that does not mean it's going to be produced. It's copyrighted in case they do seem fit to produce it. Another reason why I may not is just because of the whole post-game, it's just a big down for it. And the next possibility for a game is Pokemon Z. Now, this is what I would bet my money on. It makes more sense. X, Y, Z. Z for Zygarde. The fact that we know little to nothing about Zygarde's history hints in its own game. We know a lot about Xerneas and Yveltal, but not so much about Zygarde. The fact that it has exclusive moves that we're not able to use yet makes you even more curious about what it is. In my opinion, this is the best chance of being the next game. But who knows? There could be a Delta Emerald, and I could be completely wrong on this. Now, I think another game that possibly has a chance, but I don't really know, is X2 and Y2. Now, they would probably be the exact same map and region as Pokemon X and Y, only they'd be follow-ups, kind of like the Black and Black 2 and that whole Gen 5 generation type of games. Although, I think this is kind of unlikely, because I feel like if there were going to be a lot of new things, they would have told us sooner, just like in the release of X and Y, although it won't be a new generation, but who knows, maybe there is an X2 and Y2 in the works. But I think the biggest one that a lot of people are wanting to see is an XZ and YZ, where the Z is kind of just added in with the X and Y. It's kind of like a morph of the game. Now you guys can see this screenshot right here. This is what's been floating around, and this is what I really want to talk about, whether this is real or not. Now this came out at the end of March, early April, so people were very skeptic, around time with, the April Fools and whatnot. But so this definitely does, it looks pretty legit, but, then again, there was that Rayman leak that was completely false. There are very good photoshoppers out there. So this could be, this could be an actual magazine clipping for the upcoming Coral, but who knows? We do not know, only time will tell. But I just want to talk about this. This looks really cool. You've got Zygarde, and apparently whenever he comes in contact with the flower of Zygarde, with the flower of Yveltal, actually it's more of a cocoon, and the tree of Xerneas, it can turn back into their original power. And Zygarde is made so that it balances out with Yveltal and Xerneas. So I think this is the ideal game that I would like to see, but I do think it's just going to end up being a Pokemon Z, but we don't know. Game Freak and Nintendo have done a lot of interesting things in the past, so I honestly do not know what they're going to do with this next 2015 game. But I am assuming that they are going to be releasing trailers and images and stuff within the next month. It will definitely be out there. Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, those games were first shown in May of last year. So there's definitely plenty of time for a release. It's not like they're not doing a game this year. No, they definitely are. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are definitely starting to get a little boring, so I am excited for a brand new game. But when any info does come out on this new game, I will be sure to show you guys, so don't even worry about that. But now I'll leave it up to you guys. What do you guys think is the most reasonable game? I'm personally leaning towards the Z or YZ, XZ, whatever. But then again, you know, there always is that chance of having an X2 and Y2. So what do you guys think? Please post in the comments, and if you like this video, maybe even rate, comment, and subscribe for future Pokemon moves. We do Let's Plays and all types of other things on the channel. So I'd love to hear what you guys have, what your thoughts are on this matter. It is a very interesting thing and what the possibility is going to be for Game Freak. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys later. Bye guys.